Good morning, guys. I'm back. It's a Saturday morning. I did some water changes on both the 40 breeder and the 10-gallon tank. And I mentioned before that I water all the potted plants in this grow tent once a week. And I'm about to do that. I noticed that one of the orchids has bloomed for me. And this orchid is this one. It's the Pleurothallis sonderana. But I'll show you first where it's located. It's located in the lower region or lower area of my grow tent, where temperatures is around between 70 to 73, 75 at the most. It's still summer. It's September, and humidity is pretty high, around 75 to more than 80. And then, of course, as you all know, I have my misting system set up, so it again, it mists during the day every hour for 8 seconds. So pretty humid down here. And as you can see, the other orchids down here have pretty much a really nice moss growth. And yeah, so yeah, just want to show you guys where it's located at, and we'll talk more about it. I'll just grab it off from this area here, and then I'll find a spot where I can easily talk about it. So find a better spot for this orchid. And so here's the tag, Pleurothallis sonderana. I did a research about this plant when I received it, and in some websites they call it Pleurothallis sonderana, but for the most part I think they're synonymous with the same orchid or the same species. This orchid was located in or found in Brazil. It's mounted, so watering is according to Andes Orchids. So that's where it was purchased. According to Andes Orchids, it needs to be moist all of the time. Can be allowed to dry out a little bit. And so in my case, I water this every other day, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and during summer I add Sundays. Temperature is intermediate, so again, in the area earlier I showed you, it's around 70 to 75 at the most. And lighting is shaded to bright, and there's not much shade in this area, but with the grow light, I would say around low brightness. Not really low, I would say indirect brightness in terms of the lighting. And this is a gift actually from my parents when they visited, when they went into the open house. Open house, Andes Orchids open house. I think it was September of last year. So I've had this orchid close to a year now. So really cool. So it's September 9th today. So yeah, really cool. Receive it as a gift. I'll show you a picture when I received this orchid, and it's in bloom during that time. And I didn't make a video about it blooming because I don't want to cheat, because it didn't bloom under my care. But it was really beautiful. Now my concern was if I will be able to make it bloom again. Since I have no idea how to take care of this orchid usually, not usually, most of the time, all the time, before I purchase an orchid, I do a quick research online and figure out how to grow it and if it can grow in my conditions. And at this point, I can say my conditions in this grow tent is intermediate to warm. Doesn't even go below 70 during winter. So I was concerned that this orchid will not thrive because it might be a cool loving orchid, even though it says intermediate, but I have trouble with some intermediates in this collection. But now it bloomed again, so now I can say it can thrive in my conditions. And when it arrived, and again, if you saw in the picture, it's still in the same mount, same sphagnum moss, and live moss actually grew in it, and I was able to maintain it. And as a bonus, a fern is growing in this area, which I believe is the same as this fern. As you can see here, I don't know what the specific species is. I did a video about ferns that I tried to grow myself. And this is the same fern. I'll show you a picture of when I took it off. Let me see where. So I removed it from my Nepenthes ampullaria by Calcarata hybrid, and it was really small and grew for me, as you can see here. And there was a fern nose, a rabbit's foot fern. I don't know if it's related, but a viewer made a comment of what kind of fern this is. And when I find the comment, I'll put a name here. But I think it's the same as these fern growing here. So really cool that ferns are growing. I believe the spores from the greenhouses where they came from is actually thriving. So back to the plant here. It's not as floriferous as the one when I receive it. Obviously less flowers now, but I believe it's just adapting, acclimatizing to my grow conditions. So hopefully next year or the next time it blooms, it does way better. Let me see if I can do a decent close-up, because these flowers are really small, although the smallest flowers would be on the Pleurothallis ornata. Talking about Pleurothallis, all of my Pleurothallis has bloomed for me now. So I would say Pleurothallis is that species like Restrepias that do well in my grow tent. And let's see if I can, yeah, there. I'll use my hand. I apologize, my hands are dry. Working in a hospital, we always use before we go into the patient's room and out and leaving the patient's room, we use these hand sanitizers, which will really dry your hands. So there you go. So it produces a spike through the leaves, which is really cool, and produces in this case, for this spike here, there's like 4 blooms. There's a better look, and you can see the petal and the sepals. It's fused, more, yeah, it looks like fused. And yeah, and there's more here. So again, in the picture, when I receive it, it has more blooms, but really nice flower, and nice plant, easy to grow. Never had any problems, never had any issues like browning of the leaves, and I had a lot of new growth. Really cool. So yeah, happy about this. I'll show you my other Pleurothallis. I brought this out here. So this is the Pleurothallis rowleyi, which is ever blooming, maybe 2 to 3 times a year. It's considered, I don't know if it's considered a miniature, but I gave it a bigger pot, and as you can see, it's grown really well. And look at that. Same thing, it produces spikes on the leaves, at the base of the leaves, and you can see here, so beautiful. So yeah, so I have 3 Pleurothallis in my collection, and they've all spiked for me. This is both ornata. This is a keiki. I took it off from there, so it just bloomed recently, but it's already been spent. And then another species or genus that's been blooming really well for me are the Restrepias. This is the Falkenbergii. This is ever blooming also. If you guys have like intermediate conditions, high humidity, these guys will keep on blooming. And it's considered a miniature, but as you can see, if given a bigger pot, it will grow and produce a lot of new leaves. Same with the Dodsonii here. So Restrepia Dodsonii. So yeah, again, basically just water it every other day. Intermediate conditions, lots of humidity, and yeah, Pleurothallis is pretty easy to take care of. So another close-up before I let you guys go. Sorry. Let's see, this one looks okay, I thought it was in only 1 leaf, but there's like 2. So yeah, so that's it, guys. Please hit like and subscribe. I appreciate the subscriptions, and have a good one.